We have a special guest on the podcast today, quarterback of the 5-0 TCU Horned Frogs, Max Duggan. Max, thank you so much for joining us, man. How are you today?
Yep, appreciate you guys having me on. So doing good.
Let's start with where you guys are right now. You're number 13 in the rankings, 5-0, just like we said. What has it been like to have TCU back in the national spotlight?
Yeah, it's good. There was a lot of hard work put in the offseason. All the change that happened, but it's been fun. I think it's good for the players, good for the program, good for the university fans. Kind of everyone getting a little more excited for this program. So it's been fun to watch.
When you look back at the Kansas game, you guys difference in the third quarter, you guys got rolling. What was it like, just A, in that back and forth battle, and B, once you guys really started getting the roll?
Yeah, I think we did a great job of kind of playing complementary football. In the first half we were struggling on offense. Defense was making a lot of big time plays, helping us out. I think in the second half we just had to, we knew what we were doing. They weren't doing anything that was different, that was causing problems. Just us executing our game plan. And we knew we had to go out there in the second half, kind of help our defense out. They were playing one heck of a game. Just try to get ourselves rolling. Not really stress out too much. Don't kind of tighten up. And I think that was just what it was. Just guys kind of started playing a little bit more loose. You can see, put up a little bit more points in the second half.
Do you think it makes sense to just throw the ball to Quentin Johnson 17 times a game going forward, Max?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Just kind of close your eyes and throw it up to him because he'll probably end up catching it.
Yeah, I imagine it's hard to miss if you're throwing it his way.
Yeah, no, he's a big target, and I could probably punt it to him and make my job a lot easier. He can just go up and get it.
For sure.
Max, we talked a little bit about this last week when you and I spoke about your journey from Council Bluffs, Iowa to Fort Worth, Texas. How does one find himself from the Midwest down here in Texas playing football for TCU?
Yeah, it was, I'm glad to be here. I love it down here. And I think, there was a lot of things in the recruiting world, the boring football stuff that kind of got you to come down here. But no, when I came down to visit, when I was 16 years old, I fell in love with the campus, fell in love with the people of Fort Worth. I was down here during the spring, students were on campus, was able to go to a baseball game, just kind of see how the community was. And I think I fell in love with it. There was nothing about me that I needed to stay home. I needed to stay in the Midwest. I just wanted to go somewhere that I felt like at home, felt like I could grow as a person, as a player. And that was Fort Worth, Texas.
For sure, Max. When you think back a couple of years ago, there was a time in 2020 when your career kind of went on hold for a little bit as you were dealing with a heart condition. How do you reflect on that time and kind of just how crazy that was, what you were going through?
Yeah, I think just be grateful for the position I'm in. I'm lucky enough to be playing football at this university, being around these guys, being around this staff. I think just being grateful because, you never know when your opportunity or something might get taken away from you. So just understand how fortunate I am to be in this position right now.
Yeah, what was like going through that? I mean, you had to take a break, and it just wasn't really clear if you were going to play that season and stuff, and then you go right back in. What was that season like for you?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Yeah, so I ended up getting COVID, preseason. Obviously, I go through or end up figuring out what happened to my heart. I ended up having surgery. After the initial surgery, I don't even know if people know this or if it's been talked about. I had to have another surgery because I had a blood clot. So then I had a surgery right after that. So then, was out for a little bit more, was able to kind of come back towards the beginning of the season, have a couple of weeks of practice or a week, whatever it was. But I was just doing whatever I could. I was told that was, after all the surgeries, after some, thinking with the doctors, like, hey, yeah, you should be all right now, like with, everything we thought of. So just trying to get back as fast as I could to help the team out.
Wow. Did it take a while to get your wind back about you? Because, I mean, that's major stuff that we're talking about when it comes to having that kind of procedure. What was it like trying to play yourself back into football shape?
Yeah, it took me like quite a bit of games to like get back into it. I had probably, a week, maybe a week and a half of actually, practicing and trying to get back into shape. But it took me, quite a bit of games just trying to get your legs back under you. Just feel the normalcy of playing in a college football game.
How'd your parents deal with all that? Because that's scary stuff. I mean, like I'm a dad, so I mean I've got kids. I know if I hear that from a doctor, it's gonna scare the heck out of me. What were your parents and family like throughout that process?
Yeah, I think my mom was probably more worried, than my dad probably was. And I think I was probably more on the end of like, oh, it's not a big deal. I was telling like it's gonna be all right. But yeah, they were,
You're just like, how quickly can I go play football
yeah,
again?
I didn't really think it was anything too serious, but my parents, I think, were, thinking it was pretty serious. So
For sure.
You've been here for 3+ now, your 4th season on campus, and you started for 3 seasons and been through a lot here on campus. Obviously, a coaching change, the whole nine. What was it like this season to start? You had the battle with Chandler. Obviously, Chandler got the nod at the start of the year, but after starting for 3 seasons to not necessarily be the starter, be the one being QB1 to start the year, what was that challenge like for you initially when the decision first came down?
yeah, I was disappointed in myself. Everybody wants to play, everybody wants to be the guy, and you're disappointed, if you're a competitor. And I wasn't myself, but never really, felt sorry for myself and pouted. I think because of it, some guys might be upset. It's like, oh, it's because I'm not playing. But I think it's just I've been here 3 years. I've been with the guys in the locker. I've been around this university, and I just wanted to be part of it, to see TCU winning and do whatever I could to help the team win. Because I've been here for 3 years. We haven't won. We haven't been very good. So just doing whatever I could to be part of that locker and be part of the guys on the team and see TCU back on top was just the thing that I was focused on. After we were Chandler was named starter, you kind of forgot about it. That was I understand what my role was, and I was trying to be the best I could be at that role.
Max, as you guys go through that transition this offseason, obviously a lot of quarterbacks kind of in your position kind of step back and say, do I need to go somewhere else? Did you ever think about, obviously you didn't enter the portal, but did you ever think about like maybe you need to finish your career somewhere else? And kind of how do you sort of juggle that versus, wanting to stay and finish a degree and kind of stay on your path?
Yeah, I think, a lot of guys have different situations, and, guys go for the betterment that they're for their career. I thought this was the best spot for me, obviously competing. I'm a competitor. I don't want to shy away from competition. I understood it was a competition. So, wasn't worried about that. And I think just, like I said, I want to graduate from TCU. So I'm graduating in December. I want to be part of the locker room. I want to be part of, of the guys, all my boys that are with me. My best friends go to school here, made tons of connections. I think that was the biggest thing. Just fell in love with the university, the city, the people that are in this locker room and in these walls. So that was a big reason I didn't want to leave. I wanted to make sure, I was here. I want to be here for 4 years. Like I said, I was going to be coming out of high school.
Max, I know Coach Dykes is a big fan of you and just the way that you've handled yourself throughout this year. Tell me about your relationship with him and just kind of the things that he's done over the past year to kind of earn your trust.
Yeah. Obviously from playing against him before when he was at SMU and just even our first couple conversations that we had, it was great conversations talking about, what he thought about me as a player. Obviously from watching from afar, things that I could work on, things that I did good, things that he could see me, potential wise in this offense, in this, in this scheme. But I think just the thing that speaks about him the most is, the type of man he is, the type of confidence he puts into his players and his staff is the biggest thing that I've seen from him. I love playing for him. He loves his guys, treats them like they're his own, and just puts tons of confidence in us as players and going out there every Saturday. And it's, a guy that you want to play for each Saturday.
When I asked Travius Hodges-Tomlinson this summer how weird he thought it was that the SMU coach came to TCU, he said, "Oh, I don't consider SMU a rival." What did you think of it when that was all going down at the end of last year?
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and I think college football is just it's so weird nowadays, and things that go on with coaching changes and the transfer portal and just how much the college landscape has changed. But it was a little different than most people might have thought with such close schools and playing each other. But we love Coach Dykes, and we're glad that we have him.
Max, you obviously are having a career year, and I know the talent has always been there, and you've had some great moments, but this year it seems like it's all coming together. I mean, 14 touchdowns, 1 interception, you're averaging 10.3 yards of attempt, your completion percentage is a career high. What has been the keys to you taking a significant step forward this year?
I say this a lot, but I think it's confidence. I think, it's just confidence that Coach Dykes and Coach Riley's put in our offense. Letting you go out there, play freely. Obviously, you're not playing recklessly, but understand that we're in attack mode. We're going out there to try to make a play, try to put some points up on the board, help us win. I think that's the biggest thing is just playing confidently, not trying to do too much, not trying to throw the perfect ball, trying to put us in the perfect play, but just let the guys around me do what they do best, and that's being athletic. We've had this studs all around us, up front in the backfield, at receiver for the last 3 years, just haven't been able to put it together. And I think it's just a lot of trying to do too much outside my job. Just kind of play within the system. Let those guys go be athletic. Let the guys do what they do best. So.
Now, you're pretty athletic too. I saw you run for a 60-yard touchdown against Oklahoma. You got some wheels too now.
Yeah, no, I was pretty tired after that. I don't know how many I got left in me.
Max, what are some of the aspects of this Garrett Riley offense that you're loving? Obviously, it's been one of the most efficient in the country, not just in your play, but in the run game too. What are the things that he does, philosophically that has really kind of clicked well for you?
Well, I think the first thing is that he understands what our strengths are of player traits. Obviously, we got a lot of guys and a lot of differences, whether it's, Kendry and Amari in the backfield, you got guys like, D. Davis, Tay Barber, Quinn Johnston, on the outside, Jared Wiley at tight end, guys up front. So there's a lot of different aspects and strengths that we have that you can kind of manipulate and kind of, try to scheme up. And I think he does a great job of understanding what that is and putting us in successful positions. But he does a great job of just creating that mindset of being confident, not trying to do too much outside your job. Just letting us go play freely. And obviously, schematically, he puts us in good positions, whether it's in the throw game, man zone concepts, giving us kind of matchup advantages or run game numbers. But he's an innovative mind. He's a smart mind, and he's a good one. So it's been fun to play in.
When you say it's all about confidence, like, do you guys go out there thinking like, all right, we're trying to score 50 today?
Yeah, our job is to go out there and score as many points as possible. And we understand, it's not trying to scoring as quick as possible. We understand tempo and things of that sort, but we're in attack mode every single time we go out there. And I think what he does, when he says, we're in attack mode, that's not playing recklessly. That's not, throwing the ball into double coverage, throwing 4 verts 60 times a game, but always trying to be violent, always trying to be in that mindset of we're trying to have them chase us. They got to defend us, and we got to understand that. So.
Looking ahead to this weekend, Max, I saw the announcement this morning, the Carter is going to be sold out. You got a top 10 Oklahoma State team coming into town, big conference matchup. How excited are you and the guys for this opportunity?
Yeah, this is, it's a big game. It's one of the biggest games that, I've probably been in for a home game in my career at TCU. Fans are excited. Fans are juiced up. And I think our guys are excited. It's a good opportunity for us. We're playing a really good Oklahoma State team. There's a lot at stake, with the standings and how things end up at the end of the season. But we know it's just it's the next game. That's why it's the most important game. We know we're going to have our hands full with it. They fly around on defense. They're athletic, play a lot of man coverage. So it's going to be a fun one for us.
Does it feel a little different around the building there, Max, just to have a team that is on a roll like this after all the ups and downs you guys have gone through? Is there just an energy that's just a little bit different week to week when guys know we've got a chance to make a run here?
Yeah, I think guys are just, I said it a lot. Guys are just a lot more confident right now. They've seen what we can do. Obviously, we know that we're not content. We know that, you can get beat, the rest of the way going on with the slate that we got coming up. But I think Coach Dykes is doing a good job of kind of harping in on our guys in the program of just, taking it day by day, whether it's a Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday practice, not worrying about the outside factors that people are talking about, just taking it week to week, doing what we need to, focus on the process. I think it's helped us so far during the season.
All right. So we talked enough football. So you live in Fort Worth, you go to school in a place that has 5 of the top 50 barbecue joints in the state of Texas, at least according to the Texas Monthly list that came out that me and Max read every year. Heim, Panther City, Goldie, Smokeaholics, Danes. Do you have any favorite spot amongst those or any other place that you like to hit in Fort Worth?
Yeah, Heim barbecue. That's the way to go. That's mine.
But what's the move for you? Is it the bacon burn ends? Is it the burgers? Is it the rib? I mean, what do you get there?
Yeah, you go get the bacon burn ends, jalapeno sausage, pulled pork, mac and cheese, mix it together, the barbecue sauce on it. Can't go wrong with it.
I should have worn my bacon burn ends t-shirt today. I have that in the closet. I should have worn that for this interview.
Yeah, they're addicting. Can't get rid of them.
That's a pretty huge advantage you guys have, just to have that kind of that for your program to have that kind of a relationship with a barbecue joint like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They've done a great job of, catering and things of that sort and coming in with the coaches. But yeah, they're right down the road. I think our team eats there like every single day, so they probably know us by our first names. But no, it's been cool. We love going there. They're good people. They treat us well. So
Do you get an NIL deal there, right?
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
Do you have now, Max? I'm based here in Nebraska. Do you have any favorite spots in Omaha you get back to?
Ooh, downtown in the old market is obviously there's a bunch of good spots. I think in high school I used to go to like Spaghetti Works all the time, like all you can eat pasta for like $10. Me and my buddies used to go to. Trying to think about some other spots that we used to go to, but yeah, there's a bunch of little like Cio's Pizza in the old market, and there's a couple good gems down there.
Do you have a favorite Council Bluffs casino?
No. You don't want to get into those. They're not the nicest ones.
That was a trap. What about College World Series? Would you go to that growing up?
Oh yeah, I grew up, every single year going to this, College World Series. That's an event experience that I think everybody's got to go to in sports. It's just, whether you like baseball or not, just something you got to go to once.
For sure. All right, last one here, Max. Do you consider yourself a superstitious person?
I think I was in high school and like early on in my career, because I think my dad was a high school coach for 30 plus years, and coaches are superstitious, so I think I kind of learned some habits from him. But the more I've kind of matured and grown up, the less I've become kind of superstitious and not really worried about that and getting your own head.
The guests on our podcast recently have not won their games after being on this podcast. Did we talk about anything today that is going to cause you to not win this weekend? I hope not.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we've got some good karma built up that'll kind of help us on Saturday.
Yeah, that would mean a lot to us if you could get one done and break this streak for us.
That's right.
Max, I'm glad you waited until the very end of that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Thanks so much, Max, for joining us, man. Good luck this weekend, and good luck the rest of the year.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks a lot.